get into this next clip just because it kind of goes a little bit as a piggyback off of the first one, because like I said, he's a student to the game, and when Elliot from Tidal asked him a certain question, he really admitted to still studying. So let's get into that.
Make no excuses. You know, if you're gonna get in the game and do anything, you gotta compete with the greatest and the best. I always studied who I was considering the best. So the music I make is most definitely following my vision. You can't expect, you to be yourself and do what you feel the best about and chase something else. So I just, studied the greatest, listened to, visions, ideas, and what I felt was the best coming from the boss.
So
I love how he refers to himself in third person.
Oh, amazing.
Boss said.
Gross. I need to get that sound clip. I'm gonna do that. Sure. But I mean, we have to think and once again see patterns with people who are top tier and how they really study those who were before them, really study the game and really study patterns of what worked before, but what is my vision and what can I do to mix success and what I want it to be to create my own lane, right? So when you think about that, because there's so many copycats, there's so many people that get into a certain lane, a certain industry, and they don't have that vision. They didn't do the research, they didn't study, so they instantly attach themselves to maybe one or two competitors and try to milk that, try to copy that. And in all actuality, it just really takes a clear vision of what you wanted it to be. And what Ross said on that Tidal interview was like, yo, I had something in mind, right? I had something in mind, but what I did is that I'm a true student to the game. I really looked at other people. I really loved what they did, but I had a vision of how to take it to the next level, right? And what I love is because there's, even in this generation and any generation of music industry, they see the trend and they just copy it, So there was, I can't sit here and say that there was a whole bunch of Rick Rosses. I won't say that. Yeah, but if you think about it, there's a whole bunch of Lil Waynes. There's a whole bunch of Drakes. There's a whole bunch of Young Thugs. There's a whole bunch of, who else is out there? Jay-Z's and things like that. There's certain people that started trends. And when you think about Rick Ross, I haven't really seen somebody try to copy that, because what they keep saying, and I agree, is that it's more of a luxury rap, right? And you can't really copy something that you don't have per se, right? Because Ross has this kind of like, okay, I'm from the streets, but I have this thought process of a whole empire. And so I'm going to rap that to acknowledge where I came from, but see where I'm going and see how I'm living. And this is what it is. And he got that off of just of his vision. So Moose, how important is vision going into business with so much going on within the world, so much going on as far as people trying to be in the same industry? Like, how important is vision?
Yeah, it's super critical, man. When you don't have a vision, it becomes easy to compromise, because you're just kind of now going with the flow. You're ebbing and flowing, or you don't know what direction you're building in. How do you know what you want if you don't know what you don't want or what doesn't match your vision? So I think vision is super critical. And what I like about what he says here too is that, this concept of studying, there is a myth that I think every entrepreneur, every leader needs to address, is this concept of being self-made.
Right.
Right. Because I think that's so important for a lot of alphas or just A-type people who want to be seen like, hey, I didn't accept no handouts. And hey, respectfully so. You should not look for shortcuts or want to take on any handouts. But maybe from a financial standpoint, from an information standpoint, nobody's self-made. Right. Like, so this concept of self-made is really a myth. Or if we're going to talk about it, let's be more direct in the concept of I didn't get a financial handout. Right. Maybe I wasn't left a fortune by family members or an insurance policy or things of that nature. And again, no problem if you did or if you started there. But I'm just saying, let's be clear on this concept because it can lead people down the wrong path when you're going into something with the mentality of I'm self-made or I don't do that because I got to build it on my own. Mm-hmm. No, you have to learn from those who came before you and you have to pay your respects.
Yeah, I agree with that.